Hello, and thank you so much for being here. I call myself Rachel Lynn Sebastian. Welcome to my channel. If you would like to know more about the channeling work that I do, please start with this video here, or it might be here. I don't remember. Eventually, I'll produce a more in-depth video to answer all of your individual questions on a more broad perspective around what mediumship is, what channeling is, and then also focused more on my personal experience of my own channeling work, my relationship with the angels, and what it feels like for me personally. If you're touched, moved, and inspired by what you feel today, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel and/or subscribing to my community that I host on my website, which you can see listed below in the description. So today I'd really like to focus on the subject of aging and death and grieving, the grieving process, since so many of us are obviously going through an aging process and will eventually go through a death process, and some of us are currently grieving. That being said, once I connect to the angels, it's my job to get out of the way, but I will do my best to telepathically engage with them and kind of guide them in the questioning process. If you see us pause at any time during the transmission, it's not a thinking process, like a conscious thinking, logic, reasoning process. It's actually telepathy. And what that means is I'm stepping out of the way, intellectually speaking, and allowing my heart to connect with the angels and having a dialogue in that sense. And the angels are reading my heart's reaction, and my heart is reading their vibration, and that's how we're interacting. Without further ado, let's say a prayer to the Creator and call the angels in. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Creator of all things, thank you so much for your light, for your humor, for your vulnerability, for your power, for your grace. Thank you for reminding us of who and what we really are, and to not take ourselves so seriously. Creator, I command to call the angels in that are of the highest vibration, in alignment with the Creator's vibration, in alignment with the truest version of each and every one of us, who we really are, for the highest and best good, and in the highest and best way of all living beings, which is all of us. Thank you, Creator. It is done. It is done. It is done. You are not liking how we are coming in these days. You are asking us to not be so expressive. We are wanting to be expressive. It is easier for you to know that we are here. And you have asked us to be this expressive in order that you are knowing that we are here. That is from your beloved. That is also from your beloved. That is from everyone. You are where you are because you are wanting to be. Nothing about your transmission is going to be wrong. And nothing about how anyone perceived your transmission is wrong. We are always where you are. We are with you now. We are wanting to speak to the collective. And we are wanting to answer your questions, Rachel, around aging and death and grief. We are wanting to say what we are wanting to say about each of those subjects. You are. Every one of you is aging. And yet, only those of you who are, as you perceive, closer to death are the ones that are suffering around it. But when you really, really understand that everyone is aging, even those of you who are not even born yet, in your physical reality, you are all aging. And you are wanting to know why, and you are wanting to know how to navigate what you are experiencing. and you are wanting to know why you are suffering so much around aging. Aging is what you call, yes, a natural process, of course, but it does not have to be so. One of the reasons why you are suffering so much is because you are perceiving and believing that you are having to age. That is not the case. You are just simply in collective agreement that that is what is so. Many of you are not having to age, and you are asking, why are we not having to age? Because you are able to, at any moment, cross over, as you say, and discontinue this aging process. Some of you are so afraid of aging. You are not wanting to be here right now. You are afraid that one day you will not walk. One day you will not be able to stand up. One day you will not be able to feed yourself. We understand why you are feeling this way. We understand your emotions around this. And we are wanting to express that these parts of aging are necessary. However, some of you are a bit overdramatic about how long they will last and how you'll be affected by them. You are asking us about death. And yes, death is a choice. Not a conscious choice, no. But as Rachel is connecting with us, with her heart and telepathing to us, and we are understanding her vibration and she is understanding our vibration, you each are connecting with the divine. And in the moment when you consider that you are in transition, you are, in fact, agreeing and asking to transition. Not with your mind, with your heart. Yes, in some cases with your mind, but mostly with your heart. There is a moment that is a point of tipping when you are more wanting to be with us in this way, in this where you believe that we are, than where you are in your physical reality. There is a tipping point for each of you when you agree that that is the best for you. You are never, ever, ever, never, never, not even then, are you forced to transition. So many of you who have attempted to, what you perceive as end your life, have not been successful. Why? Because when it came to that final moment, as you say, you were not wanting to be with us in this way, and you were deciding, read our lips, deciding to continue your experience where you were before. As if it is that different. It is not. Rachel is arguing with us. She is feeling like the experience of being human and the experience of being where we are is so different. The actual experience is not different at all. It is only your perception of such that is causing you to feel a difference. You are asking us more about aging. We will answer your question, but first we are wanting to answer this question about death. It is not painful. It is not painful. In the final moments of your experience of your physical self, it is the most incredible experience. Incredible, so incredible that some of you come back so quickly just to experience it again. Isn't that fun? When you are asking us, you already know the answer. You already know that this is true. That this dying or death experience is one of the most exhilarating experiences that anyone can experience. It is like getting on a roller coaster and going on it around one more time because you don't want the exhilaration to stop. Some of you are so excited to step back into your physical plane that you are asking us. You already know the answer. When you are asking us, you already know the answer. Some of you are asking and you already know what the answer is. Every one of you who asks already knows. But some of you are not understanding that you already know. You are on a roller coaster, and you are all having fun, regardless of how you feel. It is just as your love is. Your love is consistent. Even when your emotions are riding up and down. You understand this when you are understanding your relationship with your partner or with your children, that even when sometimes you can't stand the sight of them, you are loving them. You understand this on a very deep level of understanding. You understand that you are loving outside of the fluctuation of your emotional self. And in this way, you are also having so much fun. In this way, you are having a blast. Outside of the fluctuation of your emotions, you are indeed having a blast. Rachel is asking us about grieving. Yes, even when you are grieving, you are having a blast. Some of you are not wanting to hear this because you are feeling ashamed of having fun while you are grieving. You are feeling ashamed of having a laugh while you are grieving. You are feeling ashamed of feeling the experience of relief while you are grieving, and yet so many of you are feeling relief when you are grieving. It is not wrong. This experience of relief is not wrong. It makes so much sense to us why you would feel relief. Because you are tuning into the relief that the soul that you are grieving is experiencing. Doesn't that make sense? It does make sense to you. Of course it does. You are always, always, always connected. And when your heart feels so lost, so heavy, so empty, so in pain by the experience of losing your loved one, this is not when you are connected to your loved one. This is only when you are connected to an experience of yourself that is not true. When you are experiencing this feeling of laughter and relief, that is in fact when you are connected to your loved one. Because that is the experience that they are having, where they, what you call, are. The more you connect with that experience of yourself, the more you are connected to them. Of course they are never leaving you, and of course they are even with you when you are not experiencing this. But you will not be able to experience your connection to them. Does that make sense? Rachel is wanting to speak more about death, so we will answer her questions. No, it is not a painful experience. Yes, everyone will experience a little bit of pain right before they transition, but the experience of transitioning itself is wow. It is wow. It is absolutely wonderful and invigorating and empowering and what you will experience is something that you will want to do again. We guarantee that you will want to do it again. As we were saying before, as you like to get back on a roller coaster, or as you like to listen to a new favorite song again, it is that same feeling. It is so amazing and wonderful And none of what you consider to be the heaviness of your physical experience will come with you. Your subconscious mind will stay behind in your perception, that is. Rachel is asking us if your subconscious mind will return with you when you return in your physical body. The answer is no. She is very surprised by this. No. Your same subconscious mind will not return. She is asking us if parts of it will return. She is specifically asking about energies from past lives. That was her burping. She is specifically asking us about energies of past lives. Will they return with you when you return to your experience as a, what you call, human being? The answer is yes. Parts of those vibrations will continue with you when you return. But it is something you are wanting. It is not something you are not wanting, as you are always, 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 in a spiritual sense, you are always in choice. And when you are willing to believe that you are in choice on the conscious level, you will then experience yourself as always being in choice as well. Rachel is wanting us to talk more about the what you call grieving process. It makes so much sense why you would feel sad and why you would feel like something is lost and like something will never come back again. Yes, a part of you is what you call lost, because you have created that your happiness is encompassing the physical experience that you are experiencing, when in reality your happiness does not have anything to do with your physical experience. When you are perceiving your loved ones as what you call transitioning, you are asking yourself your own questions about your own imminent death, as you call it. And this is why you are feeling so sad. You are not wanting your experience in your physical reality to end. Of course, this is not true for all of you, but for most of you, it is. It is just like when children lose a parent. They are immediately worried about the other parent also being what you call lost. When your children are asking you if you will always be around, tell them that you will. This is very important for you to tell your children that you will always be around. This is part of the reason why all of you are feeling sad as well. You are programmed in your mind to think that your loved ones are not around now. It is only programming. Your loved ones have always been around and they will always be around. And you are so attached to the physical experience of your experience in what you call your physical reality that you are not understanding that every part of your connection that you feel with your loved one is outside of your physical reality. Even what you experience when you are making love, that feeling of connection, exhilaration, even the feeling of orgasm. Rachel was thinking of a word she felt was not as appropriate. Even when you are experiencing orgasm, every part of that is what you are perceiving as outside of your physical experience. There is literally nothing that you cannot experience as a soul. And there is so much that you are not able to experience as a human. It is not the other way around. It is not. And why? Only because it is your perception that you are limited. That is the only reason. In fact, it is the one answer to all of your questions. Yes, it is true that we are experiencing ourselves as more alive than you are, simply because we understand what we are. You are only one belief away from understanding what you are. You can repeat after us. I am able to connect with all that exists from where I am right this now moment. And I know what that feels like in my body. I know what that feels like in my heart. I know what this limitless feels like in my mind. And I'm willing to believe that it is so. Rachel is wanting us to speak more about aging, and then she is wanting to finish. She is hungry. She hasn't eaten her breakfast yet. We are wanting to speak to you about the process of aging a little bit more. You are asking us, why do we have to get wrinkly and have the experience of losing our hair and have the experience of our bones breaking more easily? You are asking us and you already know. You are asking us and you already know. It is those of you who are so steeped in the physical reality, so attached to your physical reality, that are needing to age in order to tip the scales more towards your desire to transition back into who you really are. That is your perception and remembrance of what you really are. It is not necessary more than it is desired, because you have forgotten how amazing it is to be who you are. This is why you are so attached to your physical bodies and your physical experience. You believe that you are having much better time where you are than where we are. And that's not the case. We are having, in reality, the same time. It is only your perception of your time that is causing you to feel this way. And your perception of your time, we are absolutely every time going to reflect your perception of your own experience. So if you are thinking that when you are transitioning into what you call pure spirit, that it will not be as fun or exhilarating or amazing, you are in fact, Rachel wants to say projecting, but that is not the word. You are in fact living this experience yourself. This experience of yourself. Some of you will eventually live to be. Yes, some of you are asking, over 1,000 years old. The answer is no. No. You will not live to be 1,000 years old, because you are not wanting to. You are wanting a fresh start. You are wanting to start over. Some of you have been so immersed in your drama that you are swimming and treading water and having that experience every single moment of every single waking hour and even in your dreams. And you are not wanting to have this, what you feel is a burden of having to solve all of these problems that you feel that you are. And so you are indeed wanting to start over. But will there be a time when you are experiencing your life in your human experience on your human timeline as over 500 years? Yes. That is what is in your, what you perceive as your future. But it is only because you have and or experiencing an expansion of yourself, a way for you to experience a different way to experience your physical reality. Were it not for this expansion, and were it not for you to create a new way of experiencing yourself in this physical experience, you would in zero ways and no, not ever want to experience yourself in your physical body that long, even with a what you perceive as a young body. So what we are wanting to say is that your experience of aging and getting a little bit more tired, a little bit less inspired, a little bit less agile, a little bit less engaged, that is a natural process for you to eventually desire to transition. Some of you are ready to go right now, and that is what you are wanting. And it is so powerful and wild and wonderful and amazing. Yes, we are with you always. We have always been with you. We are with you when you are with yourself. And we are here waiting for you whenever you are ready. And it will be fun to remember who you are when you are with us in this way. It will be fun for you to remember how you were feeling so far away from who you were really and have always and will always ever be. It will be so much fun. And in reality, you are experiencing so much fun right now. Again, outside of your experience of your emotions and your emotional ups and what you perceive as downs. Your spirit and its level of love and fun are so consistent, untouchable, unwavering. You are a loving and a fun, divine being. We are loving you. We have always loved you. We will always love you. You are everything. We are with you always and have always been with you and will always ever be with you. We are